Hello everyone and welcome back to another Goodgame Empire video. Today we will be discussing the June update and what it brings to the game. We have one main change with the Master Blacksmith, as well as a few quality of life minor changes which we're gonna discuss as well in this video. Also, at the end of this video, or let's say as a second part of this video, we will discuss about the upcoming changes which weren't brought to the game yet, but they will be in the next updates in a matter of, 4, 6 or 8 weeks, as CM Pluto said. So the second part will be based on the recent roadmap livestream from Goodgame Studios, but the first part about the June update will be on live games, so we will check out what's changed. We will go back to the Sceats shop at the end of checking out these changes because it wasn't released yet. They announced what's gonna be there, mainly appearance items for Commander and Castellan, as well as temporary items for buildings for combat purposes for 28 days, but those items can't be checked in the game yet, they are not yet available, so we'll take a look at them at the end of this first part of the video. Now let's go to the gold pieces shop because there's plenty of changes there. So first of all, we have a price decrease for relic buildings and for districts. Well, when it comes to the relic storehouse, it's not that useful, so I'm not gonna spend much time describing it. But the relic bakery is actually a useful building. Well, we get the first level of this building when buying at Master Blacksmith, but still it's very useful for your main castle, for example, for keeping some dire wolves or for keeping some samurai troops. Well, I generally suggest to have at least 1 or 2 of them maxed out on your accounts, because sometimes there is need to keep foot troops in your castles. So that's a good building. If you don't have any, I suggest buying now because the price is very good and it's affordable and it is a powerful building still. Right, so now going on to the districts, we can buy all 3 of them. Each costs us 75,000 gold pieces. So it's a half, 50% decrease from the original 1,000 gold pieces. And we also get the first level of the district. So mostly the trade district for all castles and military district for main castle and kingdoms. Inner district actually is only useful in my opinion for the main castle, or if you want to build some guard houses, then for all the rest of your castles where you want to put the guard houses as well. Next we have affluence tickets, and there's no change in their price, so it's still pretty expensive. But the next item, a bunch of items is actually very important. And well, in the past the appearance items with extra waves for commanders were very expensive, and they were like for 12 hours I believe, and right now it has changed significantly and we get them for 2 days. So the first offers 3 extra waves and 30% flank and front unit boost. And we can only buy 1 per each Master Blacksmith reset, so 1 per week. The second one costs 18,000 gold pieces and it's 3 waves and 35 flank front. And the last one is 4 waves and 40 flank front. So but the best ones is this one because it's cheap and it's still pretty powerful, and also this one because it's way more powerful, and for this price it's still a good deal for, for example, a glory event, because well, 2 days is plenty of time. You can do the whole score on Foreign Lords or Bloody Cross event easily with these appearance items. You can only buy 1 per week, so I guess you will end up buying 2 or 3 of them depending on how much gold pieces you can afford each event. But it's a great change for free-to-play and small spending players, because now you can easily get extra wave items, and that wasn't possible, that wasn't the case before. Right, next we have a bunch of decorations which were available in the top rewards in LTP events in the past, and I don't think it's that worth it. Well, if you want those decorations clearly for the visual purpose of them, then yeah, go for it. But basically you can get the same 3,500 public order decorations from the Nomad shop for I think 30,000 Khan medals, and that's way cheaper than 15,000 gold pieces. So yeah, I suggest buying nomad decorations instead. And now we move on to the production build items, which is a very nice update for the Master Blacksmith, because you can get 30s as a base food production build item, and that's a great change. Well, you have to pay a bit, but it's worth. If you don't have them, if you are not spending any money on the tickets of affluence to spin the wheel of affluence, and you don't get them from there, and neither from the super sale packages or whatever money can buy in Goodgame Empire, then go for these items, because it's very good option for you. Obviously the best one to go is the 30. Don't buy 20 or 25, because 30 is, the price difference is small, and it's just the best you can get right now for free to play. Yeah, food storage build item, yeah, it's not that important, because usually I guess you have mid units and you don't keep minuses, but for those who need bigger storage, it's also a good option, but it's expensive, to be honest. Next we go to the wall capacity build item, and that's well, a bit surprising to me, because it's a high level 30, and in the Wheel of Affluence you can get like 31 or 32 or 30, not sure, but only a few levels higher. Yeah, because for example for food items you can get 39 or I believe 40 when buying with money, and when it comes to the wall capacity build items, then you can only get a few levels higher than this when paying with money or rubies or whatever. So this is a great opportunity for free-to-play players. It is expensive again, so you need to take part in events and get those gold pieces, but it's worth it. It's worth it because it's a huge change. Well, now when you have these towers level 8 and one tower gives you 100 troops, it kind of lost its power, to be honest. So maybe I'm saying too much good things about it, but it's still a good item and a, well, pretty much required item for a good defense. Next up we go to the relic food storage build item. Not sure if you can disassemble them to get the Beyond the Horizon resources, but for sure what you can do is go for the premium relic food production build item. And there are two ways you can go with these great additions to Master Blacksmith, because well, we've got level 20, 25 and 30, and two things you can do. First, you can buy them and disassemble them, so you destroy them, you sell them, and you get the materials from Beyond the Horizon. And most importantly, this legendary item, which name I don't quite remember, but anyways, you can disassemble them and get, I will show you in a second. Look, we'll buy level 20. Well, I'm trying to buy. Okay, I guess new update and a little trouble. Well, alright, so for some reason you can't buy them while not in main castle. So I had to go back to my main castle, and now it is possible. So you have the level 20 item and you can disassemble it to get fabric. That's what I meant when I didn't quite remember the name. Fabric, and you can get 20 fabric for 15,000 gold pieces. Also, I calculated it and it's the best value if you buy 20s. You can buy unlimited number of those items, so buy 20s, disassemble them, and you get fabric to create your whatever items you want for these resources. So that's a great way to use this new addition from the Master Blacksmith. And now let's move to the second part. Okay, so as I said, it's a great addition to Master Blacksmith, and you can buy level 30s. This is actually a higher level than it was available in the game, because previously you could only create them up to level 20 and get extra 3,000. Now you can get extra 4,000, so you can get even better items for a pretty good price. So just buy 10 of them, apply them to your main castle, and you'll have an upgrade of at least 10,000. If you had these previously, then you're gonna get 10,000, but if you had plus 1.1k currently, then you're gonna get 29,000 food production per hour for each castle. Well, you have to pay a bit for it, but it's a great deal. Okay, and lastly, for the gold pieces, we have updated section with the first generation of relic equipment. So we have them for both Castellan and Commander against Castle Lords, and they are predefined. So, well, it says undefined for some reason, but it's predefined. It says what you're gonna get. And if you buy 4 of them, so the artifact, the helmet with mode protection, gate protection, the weapon with wall protection, and the armor with resources lost, and you get the 4 gems. It perfectly fits to have all the bonuses, and the quality is also great, so you're getting, you know, like very close to maximum or even maximum. If you get maximum, then you can upgrade it at the Relic Technicus and you're gonna get maximum stats for the old Castellan. So this is basically good for new players, for some players who you know, aren't spending much or don't have accessibility to the new Relic equipment with 4 bonuses, because believe me or not, but some players who don't spend find it hard to get the new equipment, so they are still rocking with the old ones. You have the Undefined Hero with some cool bonuses. Well, you basically have everything, and it's of a good strength, of a good quality here. Alright, so now let's move to the main point of interest today, which is the silver tokens. VIP points, no change. VIP time, you can buy 15 days instead of, I believe, 10, so you can buy more. Yeah, no change with tickets, no change with time skips. Here we go, mid units. Well, it looks good on the paper, but the price is actually pretty high. You can buy 1000, I bought one package already for each type of the troop, but you can buy 1000 troops in total for each type of the troop. And as you can see, it costs between 400 and 500 silver pieces for 100 troops. And now to put it into perspective, you need well, you get about 3000 casualties when you're hitting some glory targets, let's say, for example, yeah? So if you'd buy 3000 for silver pieces, you'd pay like 15,000 silver pieces to just hit one foreign lord, and you're hitting more. So actually, it is very expensive, and I don't think it's worth it. It's better to recruit them, to get them in any other way. If you really want them, and you have a lot of spare silver pieces, then yeah, go for it. But I'd say that it's better to get some offensive tools, defensive tools, whatever. It's your choice. I wouldn't recommend them because of the very high price. Next, we have a bigger amount of, you know, troops, the old troops. As CM Pluto said on the roadmap when announcing these changes, they are still troops. They are weaker, but they are still troops. So, well, yeah, you can make some use of them, I guess, if you want, really. If you really want them, then you can. No change in offensive, neither defensive tools, no change in event tools. The only change for Empire 4 Kingdoms, so the mobile version of the game, is that now you can not only buy samurai chests, but also samurai tools, which wasn't a thing before. So that's the change. And now we go to the next stage for the silver shop, and it is build item boosters. You can buy 30 green ones, 15 purple ones, and 5 legendary ones. They are cheaper than you would usually go to gold pieces shop, buy some purple or green items there for gold pieces, which actually aren't available anymore. So you would buy them and disassemble them in the crafting items menu to disassemble them to get the boosters actually. So you'd have to pay gold pieces. It was 2750, and you only had 75% chance to get the epic build item booster. So now it is actually cheaper to get the build item boosters than it was before. So it's a great change, and it's just easier. You don't have to buy something just to disassemble it right away and get the booster, and you don't have 100% chance anyways. So yeah, that's a good change. It's a bit expensive, but it's worth it for the best build items. It is worth it for sure. Next we go to the temporary items for buildings, and there is a few new ones, and it was cleaned up because we don't have now like extra 4% troop healing speed or something, some crap like this. It's gone, most of it, not all for some reason. For example, yeah, this one is still there, but the main ones are more expensive, so easy to spot them. Plus 10,000 meat production per hour for barracks, plus 12,500 meat production per hour for the keep, and plus 15,000 for the storehouse. But it kind of collides with the combat items, so, and it's also expensive because you can upgrade them and you're gonna get a bit more. So in total, if you buy this three I just showed you for the meat production, you're gonna increase your troop capacity by about 100,000 meat troops more, being able to hold this much more. but I think it's not that worth it because it's just for 2 days, so you're gonna end up spending a lot of silver pieces. If you really want to max out your account for the biggest spenders, yeah, you can go for it. It's gonna make your day easier with lower negatives. So it's an option. It's a good option, but it's expensive, so only for the biggest players. The rest of the items is unchanged. We still all have all the combat items from the Master Blacksmith, so now you can just buy the epic boosters, apply them to these ones, yeah, and it's way easier to go. And then we have some old school items, catalysts. I guess no one uses them, but they increase the levels, which you can buy here for some reason, and the old materials and the sacks, whatever. So that's it for the Master Blacksmith, and now 2 more changes I'm gonna just say quickly. First one, you can put more defensive tools in the defensive setup slots. Now you can put up to 999 tools in the defensive slots. And the second change is when exchanging Khan medals for example, troops or nomad tablets, you can now exchange up to a few millions at the same time. So you don't need to click 1,000 times or set up some, auto clickers, whatever. You can just do it in a few clicks only, and you're gonna end up exchanging a few million Khan medals. So that's made way easier after this update. And I guess that's all for the things that are already in the game. So now let's take a look at what is coming in the next updates in July, I believe. Alright, so now moving on to the Sceats shop, which I skipped at the beginning. So first of all, we're gonna get a possibility to buy offerings to the generals in, as well as construction upgrade tokens and XP for generals. But the main point of interest is, I think, the +7 waves appearance item for the commander. I believe it's for 14 days. And the equivalent of this for the Castellan is going to be 60% units on the wall and 30% strength in the courtyard, I think, or the other way, but I think it's more for troops on the wall, I believe. And we're also gonna get plenty of temporary construction items with combat bonuses, which were present in the previous LTP events, and so now you have another chance to buy them for Sceats. Alright, so the first feature which was announced to be coming in the next month is the auto skip feature. It's gonna be available for players with the subscription number 2 for about 20 euros a month. So that's the first requirement to be able to actually use this feature. Well, how it's gonna work, it's very simple. When you set up an attack against nomad or samurai camps, and this is the only targets it's gonna support for this moment, not Khan camps, not towers, not anything like this, only nomad and samurai camps, you will have a small checkbox next to your horses if you want to automatically skip the cooldown time after this attack lands at the target. So if you tick this box and you send the attack, you're gonna have a small indicator in the movement information. When you check out the movement when it's already going to the camp, you will see that you use this, and basically it's gonna skip the time automatically for you. And what's also worth noting here is that it's going to start using the smallest time skips at the beginning and slowly working its way up to the bigger ones. Right, and also with this change is coming another difference in the game, which is increasing the soft cap for time skips. So now you're gonna be able to have 999 time skips of each type on your account. So I guess that's it for the time skip, and now we're moving on to other small changes which are coming in the next month. First one is batch opening for offerings, which means that you can open many offerings at the same time. Well, it's just gonna be handy for players who have a lot of those, because you know that it can get pretty boring or just a lot of clicking if you have to open like 200, 300 of them, And the last change announced is the updated reward pool for Beyond the Horizon. So we're gonna have 2 brand new temporary construction items that will improve your mid economy significantly. And this is only the reward for the Alliance competition in the Beyond the Horizon event. As you can see, the look of these items here for the brewery and for, not sure what's the second building, I guess the apiary, I think, not sure. So it's gonna increase your meat economy, so increase production for meat and for honey, of course. and we're gonna get more materials, so fabric and the rest of the materials from Beyond the Horizon. You're gonna get more of them in both the individual and alliance contests. Okay, another change is a new general coming to the game, which they announced, and her name is Titsi. And you can see her now on the screen, and it's gonna be pretty powerful. I think I saw a bunch of the bonuses, the effects, which is gonna bring to the game on the previous roadmap stream, and yeah, it sounds like it's really powerful. So yeah, wait for it. And now we're moving on to this section, which I didn't originally plan to put in this video, but we're also gonna have a look at the things which are coming to the game soon, but were not announced on the roadmap. So we're gonna see a bunch of new building, temporary items, decorations, new LTP with pirates, 2 new generals actually, which are coming to the game as well, and a bunch of new items. I forgot to mention, they also announced that there's going to be a bestseller shop where you can exchange your time skips. So if you have, for example, a lot of 1 minute or 5 minute time skips, you want to exchange them to 5 hour, you can do that. There's gonna be a small tax on this, so you're gonna lose a few percent, let's say, but yeah, it's gonna be a handy feature in case you don't want to click that much with 1 minute time skips or something. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, then remember about leaving a like. Remember that we have our community Discord server, which is an unofficial Discord server for Goodgame Empire. We are discussing the game, helping out, sharing battle reports there. So if you want to join, then check out the link in the description. We have a bunch of handy features from my original bot Shield Maiden, which announces, like, I know, discounts for Ruby buildings, prime times, and other cool features. So be sure to check it out, and see you in the next one. Bye.